So, should I get booked onto podcasts in 2021? That's the question we're going to be answering in today's video. Stay right there. Hi, my name is James Mulvaney and I'm founder of Radio.co, Podcast.co and MatchMaker.fm, all doing awesome things in the broadcasting and online audio spaces, so you can go and check them out if you like. But today I wanted to talk about getting booked onto a podcast specifically as a guest, the benefits that this has and why you should consider doing this and making this part of your marketing strategy if it's not already in 2021. So let's firstly start off with podcasting as a whole. You might have noticed over the past few years, there's been a lot of hype around podcasting. In fact, Apple have just announced they've now got over 2 million podcasts in their directory. And this is raised drastically over the last year because they only announced 1 million probably just shy of a year ago. So in the last year, 1 million more podcasts have launched on Apple, and of course Spotify are presenting similar figures on their platform as well. So it's safe to say it's become a very, very serious medium, and lots of companies are paying big attention to podcasting. But the good thing about podcasts is, number one, they're evergreen. So once you've recorded an episode, either your own episode or if you're guesting on someone else's episode, that episode is going to be on the internet forever, or at least until, maybe someone might delete it one day, but it's long form content. So if people are searching for your name, or they're searching for your company, or they're trying to find out information on how to do whatever it is that you know about, they'll often come across that episode and then they can be converted immediately into a big fan of yours or a customer. So there's a huge amount of benefit to actually spending time recording episodes. But how do we actually go from thinking, okay, I've got some great ideas, I know a lot about whatever you know a lot about, say sports therapy, for example, or you might be a nutritionist, or you might know all about coffee, or you might know all about how to start and run businesses. Whatever skill set you have, it doesn't really matter. There are going to be podcasts out there that are looking to have conversations about the kinds of things that you are knowledgeable on. Now, there's a couple of ways to get booked onto podcasts. The first one is the DIY method, and the second one is using a concierge service. So let's firstly talk about doing it yourself. Now I have a platform called MatchMaker.fm. We're just about to hit 30,000 users, so it's an incredibly busy community. And the idea of MatchMaker is really simple. We actually connect podcasters with guests. So everyone who's a podcaster on the platform is actively looking for guests, looking to have conversations with experts like you. And everyone who's a guest on the platform is looking to share their knowledge and have great conversations with podcasters. So it works really well. Once you sign up to the platform, it's about creating a profile that really sells you as an expert. Now, a good strategy for creating a profile, but also when you're actually reaching out to podcasts, is to have a bank of questions ready and available. So the sorts of just topics that you might be able to discuss, or the sorts of questions that you might be able to answer on that show. Then it's just a case of filtering down and finding the right kinds of podcasts based on your area of expertise. It's really simple to do using MatchMaker. You can filter based on keywords, category, and even location. The second way to get booked on podcasts is to have someone do it for you, so to hire a talent booker. And we actually have a service called MatchMaker.fm Concierge, which is completely done for you talent booking service. Basically, we book high profile guests onto high profile podcasts. This is great if you're really busy, you don't have much time, and you don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of finding the right podcasts, pitching them, having that kind of communication. You really would just rather show up, share what you're passionate about, tell your stories, give away your expertise to their audience, and at the end of the day, walk away, and then we handle the rest. We'll handle managing your diary, we'll book you onto the right podcasts, and we'll make sure that the process is frictionless as possible, because ultimately, if you're running a business, you've got other things to do, right? You're a busy kind of person. So MatchMaker.fm is a fantastic platform. Whether you decide to sign up as a user and do the outreach yourself, or to use our fancy white glove service, it's completely up to you. But the main reason to really use MatchMaker versus maybe just going into Facebook groups or chasing people on LinkedIn or trying to get older people on Twitter is that it's a really engaged community. You see, quite a lot of time, if you're really serious about getting booked onto podcasts, a lot of your time will be spent basically chasing dead leads. You might be emailing people that their emails are bouncing back, their email doesn't exist, or you can't even find their email. You might not be getting a response on their DMs. You might be contacting people who just aren't interested in getting guests. So really the idea of Matchmaker is to break down those elements of friction that you might encounter using the traditional ways of getting booked on podcasts. Now, we've had lots of people who sign up to the platform and within their first couple of hours have managed to get themselves bookings. We've also had lots of people who have managed to make serial appearances throughout the course of a year using matchmaker.fm. It's an incredibly powerful tool and it really gets people results, which is absolutely amazing. Coincidentally, last year I set myself a little challenge. I wanted to get myself booked onto 30 podcasts within 30 days as a guest. I achieved this entirely using Matchmaker, which was great fun. I actually ended up doing 48 podcasts, I think, within 30 days. If you're interested to learn more on how I did that, I'll put a link up here so you can go and check out that video too. So if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. That would mean a lot to me. And if you're interested in getting more content like this, I'm always making great videos about podcasting, radio, and things like that. Hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications for more updates. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now. Hey, wait, before you go, perhaps you're looking to start a podcast for your business. And did you know that most businesses make the same exact mistakes? Whenever we work with clients who are struggling to get their podcast off the ground or they're not getting the traction that they deserve, it turns out that most of the time they're making the same mistakes. So what I've done is I've compiled a guide, which is called the 5-Step Business Podcast Checklist, which will show you exactly what you need to know to get your podcast up and running without making the same mistakes that most other people do. So you can download it for free at jamesm.com/podcast. That's jamesm.com/podcast. Go and grab your copy today.